A woman claims she was fired from her job because she's too sexy. Debrahlee Lorenazana says that her bosses at Citibank told her they couldn't concentrate because her appearance was too distracting. Debrahlee is here this morning with her attorney, Jack Tuckner. Welcome to both of you and good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Debrahlee, this is basically a case of he said, she said, your word versus theirs. They say that you were fired because your performance wasn't up to par. You say it's because of the way you dress. Why should people believe you?
I know it's a he said, she said thing, but as well I do have in recorded conversation of some of my colleagues admitting of the things that that did happen at the crisis center. Due to that, they're still working at Citibank. They cannot testify or come forward due to they will be terminated. They could lose their employment.
Can you give me some examples of some of the comments that you would get from your supervisors?
Oh, your pants are too tight. You cannot wear turtlenecks. You cannot wear pencil skirts because you draw too much attention. That my body type was very different than my other colleagues, and because of that, they were able to wear such a list of clothing items, but I wasn't.
So what did you say to them when they said things like that to you?
My response, I was in shock. I couldn't believe what I was hearing, especially with my two male supervisors having me in the room. And I said to them, you're saying you're discriminating me. You're discriminating me because of the way I look and because of my body shape. But it's okay for everybody else to violate the dress code.
They tell a different story, as you know. They're not saying much, but in April of 2009, there was a quarterly report that came out that said that you were behind in your colleagues in monthly sales credit. In June, you received a final notice saying that you weren't bringing enough business. Is it possible that your performance wasn't good enough?
No, not at all. Because in the banking industry, before you can even do any deposit accounts, consumer accounts to open, you have to go into training. I requested numerous of time to be able to be sent to finish my training so that I can open the consumer account, which is another portion side of my business. And there was always an excuse. We're short of staff. We need you at the branch. Let's focus on the business.
So you say that explains their so-called poor job performance accusations.
And it's for months and months that I went on requesting you need to send me to training.
Okay. So another bank did hire you. You've been working for Chase, but now they say that they don't like you speaking so much about what happened at Citibank because it reflects poorly on the banking industry. Why are you risking yet another job to talk about this? Well,
I've been my whole entire life going through harassment, discrimination, and I tried to stay quiet and just get another job many times. But it came to a vicious a pattern all the time, and it never changed. And this time I tried to decide to try something else. You know, now I'm going to speak up. Enough is enough.
Mr. Tuckner is her attorney. Do you agree that she's risking losing her job at Chase now by speaking out against Citibank?
Well, yes, but they've really given her no choice. Talk about bullying. This is a bank now that has said she's done nothing wrong other than blemish the financial services industry by talking about what happened to her. Little Debrahlee Lorenzana speaking about her discrimination in another bank that has nothing to do with them, and she's performing well, and she's wearing the same clothing that she wore before at Citibank, and they haven't objected to it, has now said to her, even if she didn't come on this show this morning, she's already in hot water because she violated their code of conduct by simply talking about this. How about that for this monolithic entity that is doing everything they can to silence her?
You're going to go after Chase too?
If they fire her, absolutely, immediately.
What's your goal here?
My goal?
Your goal with these lawsuits, or this one lawsuit so far?
Basically, for all the women out there and everyone that has gone through harassment their whole entire lives, to say enough is enough. Not to be afraid.
Debrahlee Lorenzana, thank you so much. Jack Tuckner, thank you as well.
Thank you.
A lot happens early on The Early Show, weekday mornings on CBS.